The storm outside mirrored the chaos inside. At Uber's San Francisco headquarters, tension crackled through the air like electricity. On the giant boardroom screen, red numbers flashed $500 million evaporating from the company's market value. At the head of the table sat Naomi Brooks, the company's first black woman CEO, staring at the collapse she'd been fighting to prevent. The Shanghai division, one of their biggest international partners, had just pulled out of a $500 million deal. Her entire leadership was on the line. The whispers around the table were sharp and cruel. "She's in over her head," one executive muttered. "This never would have happened under a real CEO," another smirked. "Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening." Naomi's heart pounded. She had faced a lifetime of being underestimated, from classrooms that doubted her to boardrooms that silenced her. But nothing prepared her for this. Still, she refused to let panic win. She inhaled deeply, steadying herself. "Get me the full report," she said. Within minutes, the problem came into focus. A mistranslation in the contract's Mandarin version had made it seem as if Uber demanded full data control, a cultural insult that implied distrust. The Shanghai team felt betrayed. Naomi clenched her fists. A translation error. One line, one word, and $500 million gone. She looked around the room. Who spoke to their director? "We're waiting for a translator," her deputy said. Naomi's lips curved into a thin, controlled smile. "We don't need one." The room froze. "Excuse me?" She ignored them, pulled out her phone, and dialed the Shanghai office. The executives exchanged skeptical looks. Naomi stood, shoulders squared, and when the call connected, her voice flowed in perfect, fluid Mandarin. "Director Lee," she began softly, "this is Naomi Brooks. I wanted to speak with you directly, without filters, without titles." On the other end, silence. Then disbelief. "Miss Brooks, you speak Mandarin?" She smiled faintly. "Among other languages, I want to explain what our contract truly meant and what it never should be implied." For the next hour, the boardroom sat frozen as Naomi spoke in Chinese, then transitioned seamlessly into Cantonese to address local nuances. Her words were calm but powerful, weaving respect and honesty into every sentence. She apologized not as a CEO, but as a human being who understood the pain of being disrespected. When she finally ended the call, her voice softened. "Director Lee," she said, "we built this partnership on trust. Don't let a mistranslation erase that." There was a long pause. Then Lee's tone shifted. "You honor us, Miss Brooks? Let's meet again tomorrow as partners." The deal was saved. Naomi set her phone down. Around her, the same men who doubted her now stared in stunned silence. One began to clap, then another. Within seconds, the room thundered with applause. But Naomi didn't bask in it. She simply exhaled, the weight of $1 billion storm finally lifting. Later that night, she sat alone in her office, gazing out at the city lights. Her reflection shimmered faintly on the glass, tired, proud, and unbroken. She thought of her mother, a translator who once told her, "Every language you learn is a bridge waiting to save you." She smiled. "You were right, Mama." In the weeks that followed, Naomi launched a global initiative, the Language Bridge Program, designed to train multilingual employees and foster cross-cultural respect. For her, it wasn't about preventing another crisis. It was about creating understanding in a world too divided by words. Months later, when Forbes named her the CEO who spoke 9 languages and saved Uber, Naomi just laughed. "It wasn't the languages," she said in an interview. "It was the listening. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. And sometimes it speaks in a language only the heart understands." If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who believes in the power of empathy, because the right words can change everything.